Good morning, everybody. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully, everybody's doing well today. This is the Sunday Brunch Kit Builds. I show up every Sunday, roughly about this time, and we work on some projects. We, do something for the layout, weathering, graffiti, kit builds. Obviously, it's in the name, and any other little project I might have on the go. And said I've got a couple of projects that I am working on today. You guys remember from last week I don't know what that was. There is some of the peanut butter lid challenge for mini prints. So this is the start of it here. Doesn't seem like much, I know, but it started as a peanut butter lid, and it's for Valentine's Day. So I put a piece of foam in there and cut it to the shape, and I wrapped it with this nice brick sheet to it is a peanut butter lid, and more of a, let's call it a, but it's a little, it's very small. How big is a peanut butter lid? It's about 3 1/4 in diameter, so not too bad, but I'll be able to do a little diorama for the contest. Also, I'm working on a kit that I started 8 years ago. Believe it or not, 8 years ago, I started a project where I took two Walthers. This is the Union Station. You can see I bought one that was already started, and then I bought another one that was not started. It was brand new box, and I was trying to combine it to make an even larger station. This is only one side. I had to do this. Of course, I guess working on the trays go underneath it. Too long. I moved, so now I'm gonna give it new life. I'm gonna give it new purpose, and do that. I got a plan. Okay, I've got half of a plan, so I'm gonna see if I can do that today. But first, a big shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody who showed up. Delta Model Railroading gets the cookie, as they say. Anthony Borden and Trackside Mike. Hey, Mike. And Perry, Trains by Perry. And Sparky, 107. Yeah, I know today is probably one of those days where, because it's Super Bowl Sunday, there's not going to be a lot of people. But that's okay, because I don't normally watch sports. I mean, if I'm going to watch sports, it's probably going to be the Super Bowl. But I'm doing this. It's the Super Bowl of trains. I dropped my toothpick already. Okay, so I've got the first thing I'm going to do today. I've got these little swans. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Put my hand in front of it. These are the little love swans from Mini Prints. You can see that they make a little heart, and they're kissing, or whatever ducks do, because they don't have lips. So I'm going to paint these. I did a brown undercoat, and I've got my trusty little hot glue gun here, because it is really small. This is just how I hold them. So I just glue it to the underside just like that, and that'll dry. And I've got my piece of foam here. I don't even know if you can see that. Oh dear. Okay, let me tilt that a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, so I glued it to the little toothpick, and then I put the pick in the foam, and that's how I deal with that. Done with the I can unplug that. There we go. That was challenging. Hey Brian, how's it going? Oh, okay. It doesn't start till 7:30. Okay. Well, shows how much I know. So yeah, football. Now, I did put the link in the chat. If anybody's working on something, if you want to come up and share or talk trains while I'm working away here, you're more than welcome to. Also, big milestone. I don't know if it was last night or in the morning. I don't know. I don't know if the algorithm is off or whatever, or I'm just very fortunate. I know that Mike had pushed my channel on his channel, which I'm very thankful for. But I managed to hit the milestone of 2,500 either last night or this morning. Again, I have no idea. But yeah, shout out to Mike, Trackside Mike, for sharing the love there. So I'm probably going to do a giveaway at 3K because it's long overdue, I guess. So the sooner I get to 3K, the sooner I can do a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet, but it'll probably be good. Usually is. Most of the stuff that we give away on the channel is pretty decent, so everyone usually the stuff. Perry needs one more person to hit 400. Can we do that? Is there anybody who is not already subscribed to Perry? Excellent painted weathering of locomotives and rolling stock. And he's even done some work for me as well. So I highly recommend it. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? Now, there's a few different colors of swans. Like I know you can do like a black swan, white swan, but I'm going to do both of these as classic, just a white swan. And I did do a undercoat of brown. No particular reason except for the fact that I was out of black primer. So just in case you're wondering why they started off as brown. That peanut butter lid challenge for mini prints, it also ends in 2 days. So I better hurry up. Better get that done. Make sure you take photos of your progress and send it all off to Bernard so we can see and obviously share what you have done or what you've been working on to achieve said peanut butter thing. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for the support. That's how we grow as a community. There's no other way to put it. And if I know Perry, I'm sure he's already subbed back. Sub for sub is, it'll only get you so far because you definitely want to be able to watch the content and you know, obviously put in the watch hours, otherwise it'll eventually get removed. But I think that with Perry, you will not have a hard time watching his stuff because it's always very insightful and he always does a really good job. Obviously, you don't want to forget to hit that bell notification, of course, just to be notified when somebody like Perry or myself, when we post a video. Except for my lives, I don't normally have a planned schedule per se as to when, you know, when I post certain videos. Except for like maybe a layout update, which I always do at the beginning of the month. Well, most of the time anyways. Okay, Perry has some videos that will be coming out this afternoon, which is good. Yeah, because now you were at the club yesterday, right? Because I know that it's club weekend. So I don't know if you're still at the club, but I saw lots of pictures. Brandon sent me lots of pictures from the Ottawa Ho track there. And apparently somebody's selling that that LRC locomotive, the what is it called? The shuttlecraft one, the all silver with the orange. Not a bad price too. There we go. Okay, so I painted them white. Lovely. All right, so that'll do for that. Agreed. Also, Sparky has a contest right now, and basically, if you make a video, or I'm pretty sure it's just a video. I don't know if you can do it as a short or you can do it as a live. I'm not sure, but I'm sure if you, well, he's here, he can hear. So basically, if I get any of this wrong, Sparky, feel free to you know, correct me. But if you do a video talking about the meet and greet and all the details for it and whatnot, then that enters you into a contest to win some pretty cool stuff. So you have to go over to Sparky's channel to check that out, and I'm sure that the prizes will be neat. I think he has Otter Valley in on that, and he has mini prints in on that. So there'll be some pretty good prizes, if you ask me. Whoop. Okay, might not even worry about putting the things on that. Hey Al, how's it going? Almar is in the chat. And New Haven and Enskill. Okay, so I'm at that part now because that's all I needed to do. I needed to paint the ducks. I painted the ducks. The ducks are painted, so I gotta wait for that to dry. Anthony wants to know: Am I going to get the Walthers Via? The Walthers Via. I like the F40. I already have one, and I actually had Perry repaint, and it is all white now, and it says Diet Pepsi on the side. So unlike my Rapido ones, because I have a bunch of Rapido, I have the one Walthers. It is DCC and sound. But he did quite a bit of work to it. So he swapped out the Pilot to the proper Canadian one, which, I mean, that's a win right there. Darn Walthers making everything a standard American model. And then I think he did a couple of other things with it. He definitely added the grab irons and the step ladders as well on both the front and the back and the sides. And then, yes, the custom paint job as well. Yeah, it's one of my favorites now. And yeah, it runs perfectly on the layout. Sparky says prize is $400 from OVR Trains and $50 from Mini Prints. So that's a $450 prize. And all you got to do is make a video saying to talk about the meet and greet that he's holding this May. I want to say it's May. I'm pretty sure it's May, at the end of May. I can't remember the exact date because I'm terrible with things like that. Okay. So now I'm going to show you some of the stuff here with what I'm working on, because there's two parts to this building. So there's the main, no, these are the sides. So you can see I used, I extended it out because technically it would go like that, and then this wall would be right here. That's how small it would be. Like it's like this. But I doubled it. So I'm basically doubling the size. And it looks, for the most part, pretty, I mean, it's all right. Yeah, May 19th to 21st. So make sure you go over, check out his video on that, because he gives you the full rundown of that. And you'll definitely want to take part. So for what I'm doing, I can't use it like this because A, it's too big and it's not going to fit my current layout. So I have to turn most of this, if not all of it, into a backdrop building. Yeah, see, because it was going to go like this, right? And that's the back. That's the back of it. And that's two kits wide on the front there. And then I had, this was the front. So that's the front of the building. And you can't even tell that that's two kits right there put together. Unless you can, and I'm really bad at this. But there's also a whole bunch, and they're probably in the box here, but there's a whole bunch of pillars. And you can see right from all these little bumps right along here, all those pillars go down right in front of the doorway there. And yeah, so I can't use this. I can't, I'd like to, and I did a lot of work on it. It takes a lot of patience and whatnot to do something like this, but it's still too big. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do all that much with this, but I'm going to try my hardest to make a building that will represent a backdrop building. Even this here, I mean, except for the fact that, yeah, you wouldn't even see this piece here, but looking at the inside, you can definitely tell where the slice is, and that this is actually three pieces. There's a smaller piece right in here that I had to add. Yeah, a lot of custom work went into this, and I didn't even get to finish it. So, oh well. Now, the size of the area that I need to cover, that's 2 feet. Plus, I've got another piece here, and that cuts off at what? I want this whole thing at least 3 feet. But I'm gonna see about, well, do I make it 3 feet, or do I need to make it a little bit longer? That I don't know yet. But I'm gonna try something here, because I've got a whole bunch of pieces here that I'm probably going to use. We'll see what happens. So there's a shorter wall, which these are all the shorter walls. And then behind it, right? Because it's supposed to be short wall, and then this comes back here, and then there's a roof over that. But I'm probably going to end up doing something like this, where there's going to be another top part here, and it's going to be directly above it like this. I mean, you know, when I paint it, you won't be able to tell, but it'll probably be more or less like just a little bit behind it, right? But the entire front part needs to be this height, which is, as you can tell, way lower than the high part. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Wigwag, how's it going? The space at the station, I figure I can do about a 3-foot long building. The station platforms are only so long. They're probably, I think each section is about a foot, maybe a little bit less than a foot, because I want to add another platform that, you know, that's about that long on each one, because there's two. There's one here, and then there's 2 tracks, and then there's another one, and then 2 tracks. So I want to put this as a backdrop building at the very back of it, and I want it to look almost like a smooth transition. This is painful to do, guys, because I did a lot of work on this. It's so sad. Okay, well, at least I know I can do that. And this is even like, I mean, 8 years ago, right? Like, how much do you learn in 8 years when it comes to, you know, making kits and whatnot? Quite a bit. So I know that when I go to do this, I'm going to be using a bit more skill. Yeah, see, I already took off, like, that's a top part there, right? I can use this. I'll be using a bit more skill, and hopefully I can make this thing look pretty decent. It is a backdrop building, so how much of it do you need to see, right? Thanks, Glenn. I projected it to be something pretty big, and I was okay with it at the time because for what I had going on, it seemed like a really good idea. And still is a neat concept, because as far as kit bashing goes, I mean, there's no way I'd be able to do a custom. I mean, maybe if I had lots of time. If I had the time, I could probably scratch build the whole thing, but that's a lot of work. And I prefer working with Walther's kits. So just do this, and then everything's already pre-measured and all that. I just gotta worry about getting the walls together. But yeah, it all started because I went into because it was a hobby store out my way, and they have a lot of stuff that's previously owned, you know, consignment stuff. And there it was sitting a perfectly good Union Station kit, hence why this is already painted. So, and I don't think it was that expensive at all. And I'm like, okay, that's, you know, I want it to be bigger, you know, go big or go home, right? So I picked up another full kit, and I really, you know, sat down and took the time to figure out what can I do to make this thing, you know, bigger and more awesome and all that. That's what I did. It's coming apart pretty easily. So I'm probably going to be working on this for, you know, a bit. And by a bit, I mean a few weeks, because it is a pretty big kit. I am doing a lot of work on the second level itself, right? So I'm slowly making my way around the second level, and there's so much that I still need to do. That, and that, and that. I might even just take that to that. And that goes to there. And then there's only 29 inches. So I also want to make sure that my doors line up and whatnot. Make sure that's all good, because it has to make sense, really, right? Oh yeah, these are the pillars, right? I had so many. There's so many that have to go on here, right? But the trick is lining them all up, and it's like, that's annoying. Right? Like that was the front, and then they go right across. So many. I want to double check to see if I still have all the doors and windows. I should have doors and windows in here. Or not. Wonder where they all went. Yeah, because I'm missing a bunch of window frames here. Well, I'll sort that out after. I think I'll just try to use as much of this as possible. And if I have to make custom windows, then so be it. I have a lot of Walther's kits. They are good. I have a suburban commuter station, which is going to be my Go Transit terminal. Yeah, I've got one of those too. There's something very similar in, I don't know if you're familiar with Ajax, but they've got a few of those buildings in right by the commuter station there. And they all have that bluish kind of tin roof. And that's where you would go and get your, your tickets and whatnot, and check the times. Okay, let's start with that. So this being the center, this is a good place to start, because then I can just make it even on both sides. I just want to take off a chunk of this. And I'm going to go over this build after with the filler stuff. It's like a filler cement, just to kind of get rid of those nasty little gaps. Hey Bernard, how's it going? And Derek? We are working on a custom build today. And it's custom in the sense where it's two kits. Well, it's a kit that I started 8 years ago. 8 years ago. When I hear that, I'm like, man, I sound lazy. When really that's not the case at all. Just, I haven't really needed it since. And after I moved out of that house, I was able to do bigger and more awesome layouts, so I didn't need this. So that's my story. Yeah, I'm excited. I think mine are getting shipped out tomorrow. So they will be on their way next week. There's still some available too. If anybody is still looking to get an SD60, reach out to OVR Trains, OVRtrains.com. If you can't find it on the website, shoot them an email. They don't always load everything. So check, see what they have. They might have what you're looking for. Tell them Chris sent you. For literally no reason whatsoever. Just tell them that Chris says hi. Sorry if the sound of the sandpaper and this is bothering anybody. I know that, like, in certain things, you know, like nails on a chalkboard, right? Now, I know it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfectly, you know, smooth and whatnot. But that's where the gap filling stuff will really come in handy, and it'll make it look a lot better than what I'm actually doing. Also, when I bought this, the window glass was in and stuff, so I got to be very careful when painting everything as well. I'm going to have to literally tape up all the windows. Hopefully, if it's far back enough, you won't notice anything. And then I'm like, this is going to go behind it. So it'll literally look like, you know, like this. So you can't really tell. But I mean, like, obviously, like, the door will be in and there'll be window frames. But you won't be able to tell. It's just going to be a backdrop building. So. Yeah, window acetate is not great. I always end up getting like the smoky color of it on, from the whatchamacallit, the glue. I know there's a way around that, but I'm yet to do that, so I can't really comment on it because I don't know. Okay, so for this here, I can either do it like this and do a line like this. So I'm totally removing this window section altogether. So then when I add this side, how many windows is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could probably do the same thing here and come back a little bit on this side, and then that way I can correct this. So that sounds like a great idea, and I'm going to do that because that's such a rough edge. Yeah, not my greatest work, but trying to make lemonade out of lemons, basically. But Chris, is there an easier way to do this? I don't know if there is. Somebody tell me. I mean, I feel like there probably is, but who knows? No lights? You should try a shallow shadow box behind it. I don't think I have that much room in the space. Like when I say backdrop building, I literally mean it's like backdrop, not like I don't have too much space to work with. Also, the station, whatchamacallit, the platforms, they have overhead lights. So I'm not too concerned about lighting up the building when I want most of the attention on the platforms. Good idea, but there's little canopy things that stick out. I could always put a light under the canopy thing. Or awning. Is it called an awning or a canopy? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm trying really hard not to cut myself here because this is a brand new knife. You got to make sure that you're using a sharp one when you're cutting through plastic. However, again, Walther's plastic is like the best for this. The plastic is just soft enough that you can, work with it fairly easily. And it's not going to give you a hard time. Now, another way to do this, which might be overkill, would be to cut out the brick like every other one and then do every other one on the other side, and then that way they lock together more or less, but that might be overkill here. it'll all be patched, and just like the other ones that I showed you, the paint will cover up most of that, so you won't even see it. And so you can even see when I cut through, it goes right through. So it's just a matter of pushing hard enough and doing it repetitively. Look at that. Let's see how well this will look. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Now, because this is not painted at all, I'm going to have a much easier time linking these up. I don't know. We'll see about lights. I think I might do something. I'm just want to do it one step at a time here. I know with some things you have to like plan it in advance and say, okay, I'm gonna add this and this, but and then you kind of have to plan for that. But with this here, I want to get the shape of it, and then hopefully that's good. This glue also acts as a filler as well. It like really melts the plastic together. So the chance of seeing that line is, I mean, it's still there, but it's going to be very slim. This glue also dries really fast, but at the same time, I want to make sure that it's all holding. I don't want to risk anything here. You might even see a new setup next week because I'm going to be getting a new setup. I want to get a boom for my microphone so it's not sitting on the counter, like on the actual top. I want to get a mat, one of those green mats, so I'm not doing this stuff on here. And my table, the main table I have, it bows in the middle because it's just a, it's just a cruddy table. So I'm going to be upgrading quite a few things around here in the next week or two. You'll see some changes for sure. the glue accelerator. Yes, nothing like the hot breath on the whatchamacallit, on the plastic. Yeah, the Tamiya fine putty is what I was using. It's something that's really easy to work with, and it's really good. That's what I used on most of this other stuff. Like, I don't do a lot of these custom jobs, but when I do, I like to make sure that I do have the right tools and stuff available. It really makes the job less painful when you do. And as I'm slowly working my way up the wall here, and when I get to the top, I'll flip it over and I'll do a little bit of a coat on the back side as well. That way it'll be strong on both front and back. The old AMT civilian model kits have a lot of gap issues, and the Tamiya putty works great. AMT. I'm trying to remember, think of what AMT stands for. You might have to help me out before my brain explodes. But yeah. Because there's only so much that your glue can do. This glue also acts as a gap filler as well, but it's not as easy to work with, unfortunately, because it can get stuck to your fingers, it gets stuck to everything. So I try to avoid it unless I really need it to stick. But it also takes forever to dry. It says it's quick drying, but I want results now, not like, a year from now. There's also a spray that you can get. It's a quick setting spray where you just, and it's dry. Okay, so for the most part, when we look at it, I've extended it by this much. So I removed one window off the end of this one, and I replaced it by adding a window from this one. And I will do the exact same thing on the other side to basically double. Is it technically double? I think it would be double at that point. It's still double. Sure. aluminum model toys. I'm trying to think of if I've heard that before. Aluminum model toys. So now that it's mostly held together, I'm just going to run a bit of a bead here in between on the back side. This will help weld it all together, giving it extra stability. And you can even kind of see, I don't know if you can see, but I can see. It's almost as if the plastic has melted together, like right in here, because there's a bit more of the plastic goes like this. And yeah, you can really see the plastic just melting together, which is awesome because it makes it into one long piece opposed to it being two separate pieces that were glued together. Okay, voila. That's still going to need some time to. So, all these wall pieces. So this cut here is garbage. So what we're going to do is line this up with this one, and then okay, let's see what we can do with this. have a look at the Tamiya panel scribing tool. Works great for stuff like you are doing. Huh. Tamiya scribing tool. I will remember that down, and I'm going to look into that. Sounds like something that I would use quite a bit. Round 2 owns all those now and are still releasing the kits with the new tooling so they look better. Wonder if I could just do that. Because there's no way I'm going to cut that perfectly to shape. So if I do that, hey DK, how's it going? Feels like it's all the way through. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now because this is the way this is, I want to notch out this brick so that, so see how I made like a, almost like an L at the end there, like it comes out a little bit? It's because this piece here is, I mean, like that's a lot to try to repair. Let me just sand this down. Yeah, that's a lot to repair. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along the brick, and I'm going to, more or less, I'm making it like a puzzle piece, and then I can put both puzzle pieces together, and it should should, capital should, fit. Or it'll make less work when it comes to cleaning it up. Either way, it should be okay. Okay, so if I did this correctly, which I'm hoping I did, these will go together fairly well. Let me sand that. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it's honestly, it's not as bad as it was, so that's something, right? But I do want to sand that down though. I'm going to have to put a piece on there to stabilize that more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to paint over all this, and most likely. Not that there was anything wrong with the initial paint job that was done, but yeah, now that I've got two kits, I need the whole thing to match, right? Hopefully that's not as noticeable. Okay, let's see how well this will glue. It should. I'm hoping that it gives it a nice flat surface, but it's Some of it is, feels like the plastic is almost kind of warped. And because this is painted here, I'm not sure how well this is going to hold, but we're going to try. Oh, we will try. This glue is good if you have painted surfaces. It'll hold it, even though it's glue or painted. The glue will hold because it's painted. So this is only, like I said, this part here, I measured it at about 29 inches long, which I'm pretty sure is about 7 or 8 inches too short. But I'm hoping that if I can make this the main part of the building, then I can add sides and an above piece to it, which would extend it outward a few more inches. Because this already looks pretty decent as far as backdrop train station things go. And I'm sure I'll show you this on the layout at some point as well, just so you can get a visual of how it actually looks or where it's going to go. And I'm sure it'll make more sense at that point. So I'm just going to hold this for a couple of minutes here, and hopefully, hopefully it's okay. Yeah, usually takes a little bit. You know, it obviously depends on the room temperature the most. because I do find that if it's colder, then it does take longer for the glue to dry, where if it's warmer, it way quicker. So. By the way, Sparky, this doesn't count as a video for, you know, like for entry into the contest. As exciting as it sounds, I'm gonna, I want someone else to win because I just want a locomotive from you. So I, I'll step back and whatnot, but I don't mind advertising for your meet and greet because I wish I could go. It looks like there's a lot of weeks in May that are already booked up. So unless somebody changes theirs, I don't really have the option to move one of my weeks off. And it's really annoying because, when I schedule this stuff in October, like I schedule my weeks off in October for the following year. And because I've been there for 10 years, I get 4 weeks now. And I'm like, well, okay, well, 1 week for sure is the OVR open house. Another one is like, because it's my wife and I, it's our 10-year wedding anniversary. And we were going to go on a Disney thing. But then I'm like, I feel bad going on a Disney thing and not taking the kids. So again, kind of pushing that off just to be able to take the kids again. I mean, they're young, so it's like, got to enjoy that stuff. I'm sure at some point we'll get that, trip. Me and my lady, as Wigwag would say. But then there's that week, which is we're going to go in November. So if anybody's in the the Disney area, the Florida area, and you're going to Disney, let me know. And then I think I've got another week in June, which I was very fortunate enough to get, because I think we'll be doing the Canadian YouTube meet and greet again in June. I don't have any details on that because still working away at it. Fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed. And then I've got another week, but I have no idea when that is. I can't remember. I think it's like the end of September or something. My problem, Wigwag, is that I never know what to do with them. Up until a couple of years ago, when we started actually taking vacations, all my vacations were stay vacations or staycations. It was perfect time to have, surgeries and whatnot where, you can be off for a week and not worry about missing work. I think my wife had a surgery one of those times and she was bedridden for a week. A lot of the times were when, I knew that, we were having a child. Like my wife was going to be giving birth that week or C-section or whatever. So of course, making sure that I have 100%, no other worries. And so I would use my weeks for stuff like that. But I never really went anywhere until, these last couple of years. So, most of them were staycations. It's like, what am I going to do with myself? I don't know. But next January, we're definitely, we should all plan to do Springfield. Like anybody who is within the Springfield area. I mean, it takes me, from here, I mapped it, it would take 6 hours. which is not bad at all because I've driven to Otter Valley in a day and all the way back. And yeah, that's like 7 hours to get there, 6 or 7 hours from where I live. So if I can do that, then I can drive to Springfield for a train show. Okay, what do you guys think of that? This is, where is it? Yeah, that's the length right there. So now I had pre-guesstimate, or guessed, I gave it a guesstimate. Where's, come on, tape measure. Drop my tape measure, went flying across the room. There we go. I think it was 29 inches, and or 27 inches. Man, I can't remember. I might have lost a quarter, no, an eighth. So it's unless, yeah, it's about an eighth. So I lost an eighth, so it's just under 27 inches. And if it's 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 inches. So my guesstimates are a little bit off. I need an extra 9 inches on both sides to make it a full 3-footer, which, you know, no problem. I have all these extra wall pieces. Also, there's this stuff here, which I want to do something like that. Got to figure out length to see how much of this I can actually get on here. It does come up a little short there, but that's not a problem, because I do have another piece right here, and that would add a little bit more to it. And I ask myself, should I have done the top part first? No, because that is not the same size as that. Actually, you know, I could do that. Could. Yeah, because that would line up with that. So if I do this, yeah, I could just make a stupid long thing like that. And then I would only need to add one wall piece of some sort. Yeah, but then it wouldn't be even. Ugh. I could cut that off of there. And do I have something else similar? Yes, I've got these two. So if I did that there, and then that one at that end, does this come apart? Yeah, Brian says that I came down and helped him with his layout. Yeah, it wasn't too bad because my wife needed to visit a friend in, I want to say, what is it? Not Kingston. I don't know, but it was a 2-hour drive. to get to where I had to drop her off. And then I drove the rest of the way down to Toronto, but then I had to drive north from Toronto to Barrie. So it wasn't too bad. Like, I don't mind driving. Yeah. Darn. Come on. I think I have to cut some of this. Yeah, I like that dominant wall section, and I think with the door, it would look really nice at each end. Just saying. There we go. Okay. So how did I want to do this? So if I cut that off, I add that. Or if I can make this flat enough, I cut that off of there. Or I just put it on the end. Either way. Okay, that's fairly flat. So that could probably go that side. And when I look at this one here, I like the idea of giving new life to this because honestly, it's like the one station kit, I think by itself, like if you go buy a brand new one, it's like $80, $90. And then I think I might have paid about $40 for the used one. So that's about, $120 plus, taxes and all that fun stuff. So to be able to at least use it now after it's sat dormant in a bin for so long. Okay, so that's pretty long. And how long is it now? Let's go by the skinniest portion here. It's a little over 3 feet, so it's 39 inches total, which is 3 feet 3 inches. Not terrible. I'm not mad about that. It looks massive, to be honest with you. Is that too big? Because it's only 4 tracks, so why would it be that huge? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that here, whoop, I'll move it this way a bit. Do you think that is big enough for a train station? That looks pretty good already. Like, a centralized city commuter, whatever, I think that might be big enough. And to add those onto the end might be overkill. I just wanted it to align mostly with the whatchamacallit, the platforms. So 33, if I add one, it's 33 inches, which is about 3 inches less than what I had quoted or what I wanted. So this goes on my second level. I've got a pair of the platforms with the covers to them, and I wanted to make them longer because if I do a 4-car passenger train, let's say just a GO Transit or a Via Rail, you would have the 4 cars would fit in here, and then the locomotive would be like that extra overhang. So I wanted it to be relatively close to, the size of it or the length of it. Well, if it reminds you of the station in Toronto, then I guess I'm doing something right. All right. I think that is good by itself. You guys convinced me. However, I do need to add this piece above it still. So I need to add that. And I'm going to put this one on this end. And then I have to add that and or that, and then a little piece for there. Yeah, because that's got to go around the top, and this is going to stick out a bit because I'm going to put this. Well, I guess I can really just show you the actual setup of it here. So if I remove those, because of how the building is, and I want it to show a little bit of depth without making it look overly thick, because I only have so much room to play with. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this onto here. Okay, so this is where, you know, all my window frames are going to have to go behind this. And then you've got this stuff, which is farther back, right? Because it, you know, that's the top of that. That's the top of this one. And then you want to go, oh, here, I'm going to put this to the top of that. So that doesn't, okay. So then you want to put that right like that over top. And it'll look like it's a little farther back. So you're almost creating a fake thickness to it, almost. Hopefully that makes sense. In my mind, just like most of the other things I do, that's what I see. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably. I'm also going to need to make a floor, which is also very important, because that's how it will all stay level. I can tell you right now, painting this is going to be the biggest pain of all, but I'm not overly worried. So I mean, you can use that as a 4-piece. It's starting out with 4-piece. Up like that. And then this would just be going right around that. Kind of want that to be a little bit lower. But overall, I don't mind how that looks. I was going to say, I wish I could show you how this looks. Oh, wait, I can. So I just turn this around, and if I put this right along here, like that. Whoop. So this is how we're going to make this look. Just like this, and obviously see this piece here is like a little bit further back, right? And you see the roof kind of represented here. And then once I paint it, it'll all, it'll all come together. It'll look like one big station. But I think what I would do is I'd have to do something where maybe like the middle section, or you know what, I could even probably just do that. If I use this one section like this, I'd have to center it over the over these two doors here. So yeah, so something like that. And that's just from, cutting out some plastic and giving it new life, basically. I don't know if I want to like make this a little bit longer, but I could technically just center that on there. What do you guys think? Do you think that that should be just centered like that? Should I make it longer? Hey, Steve, how's it going? That is a tough call, but I do like how it's turning out. Yeah, I'm rather excited about this because I thought I was going to have to go out and buy like 5 more buildings and whatnot, and and then you remember when you find you find things and you're like, oh yeah, I have that. I should do that. That would be cool. That would make sense, and that would be way cheaper. So I'm just putting a bit of extra glue on the back of this because I do want to make sure this holds really well. Yes, it's welded in points, but until I attach the backing fully to that, I won't be able to secure it in place all that well. So, and if that goes there, that goes there. I just need a small piece for this end. I've got over 3 feet, 3 feet of space. The station platforms themselves are about 3 feet, so I can do it either much smaller or I can go bigger. But I don't want to go too much bigger than 3 feet. That's why I'm like, should I add the end pieces? But it did look like overkill, like ghoulish overkill. And I'm like, I don't really have too many buildings that are that massive. And even for a Union Station, like this is just supposed to be a side profile of that. So it's not like a front or anything like that. It's like, you go through the front door, you exit out either the back side or the rear side, and then this is what you would be exiting out to the track level, basically. And it's already raised up because it's not street level. I have those, what are they called? The walls, the elevated station thing. So yeah, I'm just trying to get the upper back part of that done so that I can move forward and start working on the street level again, and start making my way around the level there with finalizing things and getting things built. I wonder how hard it would be to get these doors off here. Oh, well, there you go. There's one more door. Oh, no, that won't fit there. It will fit here, though. Okay, sold. I do need one more door. Some of this is, I got to toss some of this too because it's no good. I would like to get these windows out of here so that I can do a nice, well, I got to finish a lot of these windows. But I don't think that it'll allow me to. I was very lucky with the, yeah, see, like even this door comes out fairly easily, but it's still a little too small for this one. I need the proper doors. I could try spraying some alcohol on this to see if it comes loose. But that just sounds really messy. Also wondering if maybe I can hit up Walthers. Say, hey, Walthers. Oh, wait, no. There's a window. Come on, don't break. Yes. Okay, that's one big window. Great. So that's all the big windows I need. And little door. Little door. Come on, little door. I'm going to glue you into... All right, got another door. Yes. It's coming together. I just need some big windows and some small windows now. Or not big windows, the tall windows. But there's none on here. There is a whole bunch on here, which I think I've already tried. But these, will these come up? If I can make one decent, like, kit here. Yo, that's good. That is so good. Cool. Okay. And once you paint it, can't really tell the difference anyways. That is awesome. It's about time things come up, Chris, you know? Really hoping I can do this without breaking any. Or I'm going to call Walthers and be like, hey, Walthers, can I have some of these? Good. Good, 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 good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. There's 4 on here, so if I can at least get these off, then I just got to find one random one. Nope, and the little ones too. Banging. Cool. This is exhilarating. Okay. Come on. See, that's, I don't use a lot of glue with certain things. The frame. The frame. Okay, cool. It's another one. I'm going to put the part at the top, though. soak it in nail polish remover might help. Nail polish remover. I know I can get some of that probably from the dollar store. However, this is kind of working. Kind of. It's kind of working. Oh, is it still working? I'm going to do this until I start suffering. If I start suffering, then I'll get nail polish removal stuff. So far, so good. I think we can salvage most of these. See, I'm just kind of bending the plastic a little bit. Again, this piece is like a write-off. So if it breaks, it breaks. But I'm just trying to see if I can get these out, or if I can get it started, which seems to be the thing here with this. Then it flicks off, and it look at that. I'm filling in these windows so quickly. 3 more left on here. Wish me luck, people, because I'm gonna need it. And I still have all the plastic still from the one that I bought brand new. So I'll be able to just pop those out and put them on the back here to add that window glaze. Okay, 1 big one and 1 little one left. Okay, that's all the little ones on here. This one is, of course, because it's the last one, it's going to be a jerk. And, oh, okay, never mind. I got it. See, all I got to do is talk some smack, and then it'll smarten up. Bam. Okay, so now all I am short is 1 big and 1 small. So let's see if there's any here that I can salvage. Okay, this here. Yes. Okay, there's the last big window, and oh, this one is just peeling right off. There we go. So besides cleaning those up, that's all the windows, which is great. I'm going to have to tape all these windows, which is kind of nutty, but you got to do what you got to do. And then just clean it up really, really well. I'm going to have to clean each one of these window frames up really, really well. and the door. Put it all in here. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Besides adding, you know, like a plastic strip like this and something along here to I wonder if I can do that. I think I will do that, and then we will call it a day. You call this calm? I'm like dying on the inside. No, I just, you know, this is supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to have fun with this. It's not meant to be a stressful thing. If I wanted to deal with a stressful thing, I'd go up and have a conversation with my children about their education. But no, I'm here doing this. So that's why I sound the way I do, because I'm having fun. Ooh, if I really want to have a good time, I'll just have a conversation with my wife about how much trains cost. You spent what? That's a good conversation. I guess, like, I don't know, live or not live, like this is how I am most of the time, whether I'm live or not alive. Whoop. You know, there's no other person here, just me being me. And yeah, it can be, you know, like sometimes I forget that you guys are watching, except like, you know, I always watch my swears. I don't say my swears when I'm on live, but you know, it other than that, you know, it's just you're gonna work on something, and it's either gonna look good or it's gonna look bad. You're hoping it's gonna look good, and you're gonna put in that effort. You're gonna put in the time. If it turns out good, then great. If not, then, you know, just try again, or put it aside, try something else, work on something else. I think that's why I'm so like happy that my layout is as big as it is, because it's not like one little area where I'm going to stress over this one little area, you know, forever. No, it's 50 little areas, and I'll work on one area, and if I can't do anything there anymore, I'll go to another area, and I've got another area to work on, and, you know, 50 other little things. So there's always something, and whether or not it's something that I can fix right now, or work on right now, or work on in, you know, a month from now, there's always something to do. I'm just reinforcing the back parts over top of those cracks. I don't need to put plaster on the back, so I'm not worried. And at least if this is behind the crack, when I put the plaster on the front, like the filler, this will actually stop it and then I can like just push it into it, and then I can flatten it out on the front. Yeah, we're all secretly, you know, pirates. Or sailor, yeah, sailor, yeah. Yeah, Boomer's stuff is awesome. I wish I had that type of skill. Let me tell you. Luke Towan has done a lot of videos working with her. Yeah. Only when someone takes their seat on a train. Yeah, if you take a Canadian seat on a train, oh, better watch out. So there you go. So there is part of my station, part of the train station. Not too shabby. And like, you know, obviously like that's the center, right? You got your, the thing that I like the most, well, except for the fact that that's a little backwards there, but I like everything even. So it's like, yeah, you've got your door here, 2 windows in the middle. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows on this side, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows on this side. The only thing that bothers me, the only thing is that this door here, the one that's just right below, that is the third one in from the outside, and this one is the fourth one in from the outside. That's the only thing that bothers me, and it's going to probably bother me forever. But you'll never hear a word about it because I suffer in silence. So that's okay. Other than that, I'm completely content with how this is turning out for the most part. And I got to share it all with you. So that's even cool too. Just in case you've ever wanted to, you know, work on a kit, work on a scratch build, try a scratch build. It's not unheard of. Lots of people do it. Some people are way better than others. And yeah, just like Mike loves doing scenery stuff. I love doing scenery stuff too. And yeah. Yeah, no, Derek, that sounds like a lot of work. I got to be honest. I would sooner, you know, add a wall section like this, which, you know, put that in there. Which way would it go? So on this side, I would cut this section out, put that in there, cut that section out, and then put the door here. You know, 50 more steps opposed to like cut that out. I don't know, but yeah, that's what we got. That's what we're doing here. We got that done. I'm gonna go test fit it myself. I'm gonna go put it on my layout. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna go check it out. And who knows? Who knows? This thing could end up looking really good, but we won't know until it's done, will we? So that means you'll have to come back next week and continue on with me here and see what happens. I might get some of this painted, might get some more pieces cut. Who knows? We won't know. So make sure you come back and hang out next Sunday for the Sunday brunch kit builds. This week. So this Monday. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. We're on your channel this Monday, correct? For the Monday night Off the Rails live stream with you and James. Mike will tell us in the chat. Put a camera over there. I could drag the camera. Maybe as a last minute thing. I'll drag the camera all the way over there. I don't think there's a mess, so I'm pretty sure I can show you. There might be some cars in the way. I have no idea. Okay, so we're on James's channel. That's Dundas Junction, a model railroad, this Monday. And then Thursday we're over on Mark's channel, they market like that, and it's M&M Rails because he's doing Third Rail Thursday, and then next week, so the following week, which is going to be the last Thursday of the month, we're doing GVO After Dark, which I'm not going to tell you yet. It's going to be a fun episode. If you're a fan of some of my past ideas where you take, one specific brand and do a lot, like show the different things from it, or you pick one specific car or item and you show the different manufacturers. If you're a fan of those specials, then you're going to want to tune in to GVO After Dark at the end of the month for that. And then on Keeping Track, which usually airs at 7 o'clock last Thursday of the month, I've got a very special episode where we're doing an unboxing, an overview, review. We're doing an installation of something that's new, and yeah, quite a few things. And there's also been some new announcements as well that I can't wait to share with you. So that being said, happy Sunday. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Don't drink and drive. And, go Chiefs. No, just joking. I don't even know who's playing. I think the Falcons or something. Falcons and something else. Might be the Falcons and the Chiefs. I have no idea. Oh, well. But, yeah, until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on James's channel with Mike as well. And if you don't already subscribe to them, definitely go subscribe and hit your noties so that you're notified every time they do go live. When they go live, Eagles. Yeah, I knew it was a bird. And the Chiefs. Okay, so I was right. Go Chiefs. I don't even know who I would vote for that match. I don't know who I just I vote for the snacks. Football snacks. You gotta have the pizza and the wings and the nachos. Oh man, that's the only reason why I would do a Super Bowl thing. Come for the football, stay for the nachos. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscription button. And we're doing a giveaway at 3,000. We just hit 250 or 250K. So we're shooting for 3K now. And it would mean the world to me if you did. Also, if you're not a member of the GVO crew, these guys are great. They show a lot of support. And you also, there's some perks to that. So go check it out. Also, I do gives away. I do giveaways specifically just for crew members as well. Mike keeps winning locomotives for some reason. I don't know. I wish I had that kind of luck. But yeah, thanks again to everybody for all the support. And we'll see you real soon. And I'm not going to keep you anymore because in the day. And yeah, well. There we go. Okay, let's build another level to my layout. I'm just playing. Okay, you guys want to see where this is going to go? I'm going to show you where it's going to go. I can't see my keyboard. Can't see this. But you're going to see where this is going to go on the layout. And then we're done. And then we're done. I got 2 minutes because I usually at 2. That's my cutoff time. So, okay, here we go. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to bring the camera with me. So, hopefully it reaches. Okay, here we go. Whoa. Sorry for the shaky cam as well. Hopefully the extension cable is a good extension. Okay. Goes far enough. I'm in the train room now. Okay, let's see what you can see. See, the lights aren't even on right now, so we just gotta. You're gonna have to give me a second here. Okay, what do we got? What can you see? Can you see anything? Okay, yeah, should be okay. I just gotta make sure that you guys can actually see. Oh yeah, okay, kind of. All right, if I do that, but we're gonna go like this. This. So keeping in mind, I have to add another kind of platform on each one of those platforms. Hopefully it looks okay. Ugh. Hey, Lauren, how's it going? Oh, Lauren's at the bowling alley. Lauren, I didn't know you were a bowler. Neat. Okay, well, it's 2 o'clock. I finished the custom stuff, and yeah, so we'll see you guys next week, and happy modeling, everybody. Bye.